Hi, I'm Jenny Proceso, and I am the little teacher of the Study Hub 8. So the topic that I have is all about characteristics of learner-centered teaching. So learner-centered teaching is an approach that emphasizes the active participation and engagement of students in the learning process. It prioritizes the needs, interests of the learners, encouraging them to take the ownership of their learning and develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. In a learner-centered classroom, the teacher serves as a facilitator, guiding and supporting students as they navigate their educational journey. This approach is rooted in the belief that every student is unique and has a different learning style, pace, a set of strengths and challenges. As such, learner-centered teaching seeks to create a dynamic and inclusive learner environment that caters to the diverse needs of all students. Learner-centered teaching is an approach that acknowledges students' diverse learning styles, interests, and abilities. Teachers adapt their teaching strategies, materials, and assessments to meet these needs. Active student engagement is a key aspect of this approach, encouraging students to actively participate in their learning. A supportive learning environment fosters a safe space for students to express their ideas, take risks, and learn from their mistakes. Individualized learning pathways are provided, tailoring instruction to match individual strengths and interests. Feedback and reflection are crucial, empowering students to take ownership of their learning and assess their progress. This process helps develop metacognitive skills and promote a growth mindset. Technology is often integrated into learner-centered classrooms to enhance the learning experience and provide personalized learning opportunities. Like for example, online simulations can be used in science classes to provide interactive and immersive learning experiences. In conclusion, learner-centered teaching emphasizes the active involvement of students in their own learning, catering of their diverse needs and fostering a supportive and inclusive environment. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ivy Grace Cuevas. Today, let's talk about the paradigm shift from teacher-centered to learner-centered teaching. Paradigm shift means changing how we think about education. So back then, we used the traditional way of teaching, which is the teacher-centered teaching, wherein the teacher takes the lead in the classroom. They are the main source of knowledge and control the learning process of the students. They are the one who delivers the information through lectures, and students are expected to listen and follow instructions. But today, teaching is different. It became learner-centered teaching where the focus is on the student. Students actively participate in their own learning. They are encouraged to ask questions, explore ideas, and collaborate with their classmates. So the teacher here serves as a guide, provides support, and facilitates learning experiences. Moving on, let's talk about the philosophical perspective of teacher-centered and learner-centered teaching. We have two teacher-centered philosophies. First is the essentialism. Essentialism is an American philosophy of education which began in 1930s and 1940s, introduced by William Packley. Essentialism is a teacher-centered philosophy that believes in teaching students the essential knowledge and skills they needed to function in a modern world. So, the essentialism focuses on the basic knowledge and skills of the students wherein the teacher teaches them the subjects like math, science, history, and literature. Second is the perennialism. So perennialism is another teacher-centered philosophy that emphasizes timeless ideas. It is the product of Aristotle's rationalism. So perennialism focuses on the critical thinking, reasoning, and developing a deep understanding of fundamental concepts. Perennialists believe the teacher must teach things that are everlasting, or something that can be used in the long run. Now, let's talk about the learner-centered philosophies. First, we have progressivism. The proponents of this philosophy are William Kilpatrick and John Dewey. Progressivism focuses on the needs and the interests of individual students because they believe that the people learn best from what they consider relevant to their lives. In other words, it is that they are learning by doing. So the goal is to foster active engagement, personal growth, and the development of social skills. Second is the humanism. So humanism is a student-centered philosophy that focuses on enhancing one's innate goodness. They prioritize self-esteem, empathy, and ethical values in education. And lastly, humanism is about a person's personal growth. Third is the constructivism. So it is an educational theory that emphasizes the active role of learners in constructing their own understanding of knowledge. So it suggests that learning is a process of building meaning through personal experiences and interactions. Students that are encouraged to explore, question, and construct knowledge based on their existing beliefs and prior to their experiences. So the teacher acts as facilitator and guiding students in their learning journey.
Good day everyone, I am Isa Minli. Now I am going to discuss about the resistance to change, managing the shift. So, it is a human nature to counteract any changes, but change is inevitable. The why people resist to change, it is not an easy transition, and there is the fear of the unknown. Students resist learn-centered approaches. For reason, the four most common reasons students resist learn-centered approach are:
learner-centered approaches are more work. Learner-centered approaches are more threatening. Learner-centered approaches involves losses. Learner-centered approaches may be beyond students.
So the first one is learner-centered approaches are more work. Learner-centered approaches in education have gained significant attention in recent years. While these approaches are believed to enhance student engaging and learning outcomes, they also present challenges for faculty members. Faculty now face complex instructional design issues as they strive to meet a diverse needs of their students. However, it is important to note that students often resist these approaches due to the increased workload they entail. This resistance, although seemingly negative, it actually justified from teachers' perspective as it reflects an understanding of the additional effort required for effective learning. The second is learner-centered approaches are more threatening. Learner-centered approaches in education have been widely praised for their ability to empower students and promote active learning. However, it is uncommon for students to resist these approaches due to fear and anxiety. When teachers introduce new policies, practices, assignment, and expectation that we are unfamiliar to students, they open Pandora's box of uncertainty. This unfamiliarity becomes a major source of anxiety for students who lack confidence in their ability as learners. It is important to recognize that student resistance stays more about their self-perception than the effectiveness of approach itself. By addressing these fears and building students' self-confidence, learners' approaches can truly flourish. Third is a learn-centered approach involves losses in learner-centered approaches. Clause 1994 argued that as a student moves from one level to understanding to another, they experience a sense of loss. This loss stems from certainty that has sustained them in an increasingly complex world. These approaches empower students by giving them responsibility and ownership over their learners. However, some students resist these new approaches due to longing for simply way things used to be. Although they may intellectually understand the benefit of this new method, and emotional feelings of loss often manifest as resistance. The last one is learner-centered approaches may be beyond student. Learner-centered approaches in education are designed to empower students and enhance their learning experience. However, if teachers are unfair or intelligent towards students, it becomes difficult for learners to fulfill benefit from these approaches. In such cases, it's crucial for students to resist and stand up against any comparative behavior. Even if this poses personal risk, while most faculty members are ethical and fair with their students, the technique chosen for learner-centered education may sometimes require skill or abilities that exceed the capability of the learners. It is important to strike a balance between challenging students and ensuring they can handle the task assigned of them. As a future educator, I have learned that learner-centered education is the key to fostering a positive and effective learner environment. It is emphasized the individual needs and interests of students, allowing them to take ownership of their learner by incorporating active learning strategies such as group work and hands-on activities. Learners are engaged and motivated to explore new concepts. Furthermore, learner-centered education promotes critical thinking, skills, and problem-solving abilities, preparing students for success in the real world. Overall, I have come to understand that placing the learner at the center of education is essential for their growth and development as lifelong.
Good day, everyone! My name is Kenneth K. D. Santiago from the Study Hub 8. And now, I will discuss to you what is faculty resistance. What is faculty resistance? It is typically refers to opposition or reluctance from academic staff such as professors or the instructors towards a certain changes, policies, or initiative within an educational institution. This faculty resistance can stem from various reasons, including concerns about the impact on teaching methods and also workload or traditional practices. Also, addressing such resistance often involves effective communication within the teachers, colleagues, and the student, and also the collaboration and understanding the faculty perspective. Faculty resistance can arise from several sources, including changes in established practice, fear of technology adoption, workloaded concern, lack of professional development, perceived threat from autonomy, communication gap, and last but not the least, inadequate incentives. These are the strategies in dealing with faculty resistance. Number 1 is be mindful of the politics. Number 2, use the autonomy of your classroom. Number 3, do not seek to convert the message. Number 4, document the impact of your approaches. Number 5, find like-minded colleagues. My own understanding about faculty resistance. Well, faculty resistance, it is typically refers to the reluctance or the opposition encountered from the academic staff, such as the professors or the teachers, when implementing changes or new initiative within educational institution. It can rise due to various reasons, such as including the concerns about the impact on establish the practices, fear of increasing workload, or skepticism about the effectiveness of proposed changes.
Greetings! My name is Christine Lored I. Abela from Study Hub 8. Today, I'm going to discuss Dimensions Learner-Centered Teaching. Learner-centered teaching focuses on active engagement, student autonomy, individualized learning, critical thinking, collaborative activities, feedback, and flexibility. It prioritizes students' needs and encourages a dynamic, responsive learning environment. According to Weimer 2002, there are 5 practices or dimensions that need to change and achieve learning-centered teaching. The first one is function of content. The functions of content in education include conveying information, fostering understanding, developing skills, relating learning to real life, promoting cognitive growth, enhancing cultural and social awareness, and preparing for future learning. Second, the role of instructor. The instructor's role involves facilitating learning, sharing knowledge, motivating students, providing feedback, fostering inclusivity, and serving a positive role model. The third, who should take responsibility for learning. The learner is primarily responsible for their own learning journey, while educators and resources support learning. It's the individual's effort, engagement, and initiative that drives the process forward. Fourth, the balance of power. The balance of power refers to fair authority distribution, fostering collaboration. Learner-centered teaching prioritizes students' engagement, autonomy, personalized learning. In summary, learner-centered teaching emphasizes active students, engagement, autonomy, personalized learning, critical thinking, collaboration, feedback, and flexibility. It prioritizes student needs and fosters a dynamic, responsive learning environment. My name is Christy Lored I. Abela. That is all. Thank you.